Hello, 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 everyone. As you can see in the corner, this is Cheryl Abram, okay? And this is my Ypifany channel. Hi, how y'all doing today? So today I want to talk about, I participated, well, I didn't ask questions, but I was in Seth Godin's recent live that he did on LinkedIn. Now, Seth Godin came to speak at the ATD, the last ATD conference that we had in Washington, D.C. Okay, he was one of the keynote speakers. Oprah was a keynote speaker, and there was another keynote speaker. I can never remember his name, but he was a conductor, I believe. I didn't see the conductor, but I did see him and Oprah, and of the two, he was the absolute best. Okay, absolute best. And I said that in one of my previous videos when I gave a review on the ATD conference. All right. I really like Seth Godin. I like what he says. I like how he says it. And I really do appreciate various things that he shares in his speeches and his books and stuff. So what I did was, as they were going through the live, and I believe it was for his Alt MBA program. Okay. He has this leadership development type thing that's very much project based and hands-on. I would I'd be very interested in participating in something like that, but we'll see. So I wrote down, so someone was asking him questions from the chat, like people were putting in questions in the chat, and she may have had other questions as well on the side from people, but he just answered the questions right there. Okay. So some of the things, I took note of some of the things I really liked that he said. And I just want to share them here before we get to the next session. Okay. So learning how to use my banners here. Okay. So the first thing he said, so first of all, Seth Godin is a storyteller. He's a lot like Malcolm Gladwell. I love Malcolm Gladwell. I love the way he writes. When he's talking about something, he's very much a storyteller. He interacts with all kinds of people. So he has a lot of content. You know, he's not just telling you some concept, okay? He's talking about the story behind it, how he interacted with certain people or person, or, you know, it's just so wonderful. So Seth is just like that. He reminds me of Malcolm Gladwell. So all these things I'm listing, right, there were very colorful stories behind it. So you can go back to see on LinkedIn Live, you know, and see for yourself if you want, you know, a fuller picture, because I ain't gonna be telling all them stories. I'm just gonna tell you what I liked, okay? So the first thing, it was really interesting. He compared a resume to a CV, all right? Now, I've never done a CV, okay? I've only done and I've never really looked into a, what is it, curriculum vitae, however you say that. But he said a resume is simply proof that you know how to follow directions. That's what he said a resume is. Oh, hey, Karen. Hey, girl. I can see your comment here. That's cool. The only thing about here is it's on StreamYard. So I don't know if you have a wrench here. I'm not sure. You know what? Let me look at mine. Let me look at this on my face. I mean, on my YouTube to see if it shows up. But okay, I see that I'm live. Yeah, I don't know. I'll have to check on that later and see how the wrench and all that moderator stuff happens over here. Okay. Okay, so resume and a CV. So a resume shows that you, hey, Anthony, how you doing? Hello. Oh, look, I can see how you can show people's comments. I love the StreamYard. It's awesome. And a CV is a list of your projects, okay? A CV actually shows what you're doing, what you've done, okay? And it sounded a little tongue-in-cheek, like he was saying a resume really don't tell you anything. It just shows people that you know how to dress right, dress for the most part, okay? And, for the other stuff, the CV is really the thing that shows what you've done. He also said that you have to stand up for your craft and do work that matters. Okay. I love that. I really did. I absolutely love that. You didn't know what a CV was? I've heard of a CV, Anthony, and it just, I mean, I've seen one. It just looked like it had a whole bunch of shit on it. I'm like, oh my God, but so a resume was fine with me because that's what people ask for. Like I haven't applied for a lot of jobs, but the ones I've applied for, nobody asked for a CV. It was always a resume. So I don't know. Stand up for your craft, do the work that matters. Okay. I loved hearing that. I know that's true. Okay. But I really did love hearing him say that, because that's kind of where I am right now. Y'all know that I quit my job. I have one more week left on the job, and that's next week. I mean, this upcoming week. And this week is just going to be for me to sign out. So I got to do paperwork. Karen, I'm going to have to, we're going to have to go up to DC so I can turn in stuff. So, I don't like driving to DC. So I'm going to have to hit you up to, to take me to DC to turn all my shit in. Okay. He also said, get hired because someone saw and talked about your work. Okay. So what he was saying was for jobs where you feel like, it's not just operational. I do a lot of mind work. Okay. I'm not a very, get in there and work this machine and turn that knob. I don't do that kind of stuff. That's just me. Some people are very good at that stuff. That's not me. All right. So when he was saying that, like, I could see that, right? The way that I'm going to really get into a position that I really love is by somebody seeing the work that I've done and talking about it. Okay. Now, for the month that I've been off, okay, I've been on leave for 1 month. Okay, because I had that time to take. Okay. I have seen that more people know me and what I've done than I thought. Okay, because I have been making connections and reaching out to people looking for other kinds of work. Absolutely. I got your coffee. We could do that. And I see that. And I was really happy to see that people recognize when they see something that I've done. It's almost like if you go to a museum, okay, and you see somebody's painting, like I'm not a big museum painting type person or whatever, but some people are really good at that. These people who go into, museums and I don't know what you call those people. They give you the price of a painting or whatever. Those people, they can just look at the thing. You don't have to tell them who did it. They just know this Picasso did that. Okay. Rembrandt did that. Modigliani did that because they just have a signature, right? You can look at their painting and some people who take pictures. Okay. Who the photographer was, right? That's how I want my work to be. I want people just to look at, just attend the training, just look at the article or whatever and say, you know what? Oh, Cheryl did that. Like, I can tell that Cheryl designed this. Okay. That's what I'm looking for. And that is not what I was getting, in my last jobs, because the work that you do when you work in a bureaucracy, or an organization like that, the work that you do has to pass through the consciousness of 100 people, and they got to change it and tweak it and do this and that and make it regulation and all that before it can get out the door. I hated that. I could not stand that. Okay. So I need to be in a place where when I do the painting, I don't have people tweaking and adding color here and taking color off there and erasing that part and making the nose a different before it gets out the door. I'm not, we're not doing that anymore. We're not doing that over here. So get hired because someone saw and talked about your work. And he also said, can I tell your work just by looking at it? And do work that speaks for itself. Okay. I don't have to give you a big, long 5-page CV. Okay. Because my work speaks for itself. Right. People like chefs, people who cook really well, it speaks for itself. Doesn't it? Karen cooks really well, some things. And the last thing that I really loved that he said, you do have a choice in the work you do. Some of us don't believe that. We feel like I have to do, in order for me to survive, to, you know, have my children have what they need, in order for me to stay out the poorhouse, in order for me to get a retirement, to retire at a certain age, in order for me to keep my husband, to keep my wife, in order for me to, you know, have my in-laws be impressed with me, in order for me to, you know, be the person I'm trying to be on Facebook, I have to do this work. I can't do anything else. Okay. That's how many of us feel. But I love that he says, you do have a choice about the work you do. I know I got a choice and I'm making it. Okay. It's scary. It's very scary. I don't have a job yet. Okay. However, since I have been out of that organization, now let me tell you, this is nothing against the organization. Okay. There are some amazing people there. It's good work that they're doing. It's just not my work. Okay. It's not what I want to do or how I want to do it. All right. So it's nothing against the government or what I've been doing, nothing like that. Okay. They have their place. All right. Now, for me personally, it's not where I belong. So since I've been out, in addition to, you know, making connections and talking to people and actually, you know, and looking for another position, because, you know, those things are important. Money and jobs are important. Okay. But what's also important is my, what did you say? It's not twerking. It's changing back to what it was because they really don't like change. Oh, tweaking. It's not like twerking. Okay. It's not tweaking. It's changing it back to what it was because they really don't like change. Yeah, you're absolutely right about that. So one of the things that I have been doing is making really amazing connections. Okay. I mean, people are, first of all, they know who I am. All right. They know my work. Okay. And I've just been making amazing connections with, and talking to some, I mean, people that I never would have thought would have been in government. Okay. I mean, some of the people I've been talking to, you know, they're like typical government people, but some people are like really like diamonds in the rough. Seriously. Like seriously. One of those people shared something with me that I'm going to show you. And I loved it. I really did. I really did love it. It's, let me share screen so you can see it. So he sent me this, and we've had 2 1-hour conversations, okay, separate days. He told me to look at page 41, the 7 transformations of leadership. I'm not going to read this. I just want to show you the table. And I want to tell you what I found when I read. Now, reading this was just even more validation. Hold on, let me get to page 41. Sorry. Here it is, 7 transformations of leadership. Now, I hope y'all can see that. Can y'all see that? Let me get myself out the way. Maybe it'll be better. Nope, not that one. Not that one. Here you go. Okay. Now, I read this article, and I've known for at least 3 years now that I did not belong where I was. Okay. That's why I quit. The first time I quit government was a year ago. Okay. And I was with the best boss, the best team in the world. Nobody better. Okay. I mean, everybody, and including me, thought it was the dumbest thing to do to quit that job. But I knew I could no longer grow there. Okay. So I quit. Somebody heard that I quit and said, okay, I've seen your work, come work for us, which is where I am right now, which is what I'm quitting right now. Okay. So I've known for a while that I did not belong in this place. Now, after reading this article, these are 7 like stages of a person, okay, or a leader, okay. reading this article helped me give a label to what I was going through, what I was feeling, okay? I am right smack right here. Oops, not here, right here. Individualist, okay? Like, and there's 10%, this is according to the research, right? 10% of research sample profiling at this action logic. I work in organizations and around people who are here. Opportunist, diplomat, expert, achiever. Many of them are here, especially expert, okay? This is why I was not gelling with the organization I was working in or the people that excuse me, that I was working for. Okay, now the article goes through all the reasons why, this is happening, but I've evolved to this. Now, there's nothing wrong with these up here, okay? The only thing is, I used to be all of these, okay? But because of various things that happen, and it's really interesting that this article mentions spiritual stuff, because I have, as you know, and I've talked about it on this channel already, I have personally gone through a shift spiritually, okay? And it's showing up in all aspects of my life, not just the fact that I made that spiritual shift and transition, okay? It's showing up at work too, okay? So now this feeling of me evolving in that area of my life evolved other areas, okay? So now, because I have a label for this thing, the way I'm feeling, when I'm at work and all that stuff. And I'm so happy that he shared this with me, okay? Because it was really impactful, it really was. So now this can be part of the conversation, that I'm able to have and able to explain to people when they're wondering, why would you leave that good job? You have the insurance and you got the 6-figure income and all the, why would you, well, there's a really good reason why, listen, I can go to work tomorrow because my leave ends tomorrow. I can tell my executive, I changed my mind. I want to stay. And she would let me stay. She's already told me. I could stay. I could keep getting the 6 figures. I could keep the insurance, the TSP, all that wonderful stuff. Okay. But I would be miserable. I would be miserable. I would be sad. I would not feel fulfilled. I feel like I'm wasting my time, my life, all of that. Okay. I choose not to be miserable. I just choose not to be miserable. And I know that there's something even better for me, out there. I do. And even the side jobs that I'm doing right now are exciting for me. Okay. Because I'm able to be an individualist. I'm really able to do the stuff that I like to do. Okay. And it even says here, the strengths, effective in venture and consulting roles. This one right here, well suited to managerial, good as individual control, all that stuff right there. That's no longer, and I hate supervisor. Like, I never wanted to be a supervisor ever. Okay. Because I can't stand a grown ass person coming to me asking me if they can take leave to go to the hospital. That seems crazy as hell to me. I cannot stand that. I don't like it. I'm like, you're your own, do what you do. You know what you got to do. You're a grown ass person. Go ahead and do that. All right. So, but the work that I'm doing now, these little side jobs I have, I'm really able to practice this. So what I need to do, what I found in having these conversations with this person, I really need to find my tribe. I need to find other individualists, strategists, and alchemists. Okay. That's who I need to find, and I'm looking. I know they're out there. And I actually got an email last week from someone. They do training. This is a major company. They do international training on mindset. Like, that's what I do. Like, that's what I talk about. Okay. Belief and all that stuff, right? But they do it in a corporate atmosphere. It's all great. All right. So yeah, so that's the article he shared with me. I put the link in here if you're interested. There's other really good articles in here, and there's actually a test that you can take to find out where you are in those 7 things. Okay. Essential Guide to Leadership, Harvard Business Review. Okay. So that's where I got that from. All right. How do I get back here? Okay, I stopped sharing. I'm still learning how to use this thing, y'all. All right, so that's about it. I just wanted to talk about Seth Godin and this article and what I'm doing right now. The end of this upcoming week, you know, it's still, you know, anything can happen in 5 days. I'm not completely shutting out getting another opportunity in government, but it's got to be right. Okay, I'm not going anywhere just to get a paycheck. I'm absolutely not going to do that. So we'll see. You know, I have a meeting on, it's tentatively scheduled for Thursday for someone at DOD. They work in a very interesting place. I read about it. I looked at her YouTube videos. It sounds very interesting. You know, so something may come out of that. I don't know. Then, as I just mentioned, there is this other opportunity. Somebody reached out to me on LinkedIn. So I should be meeting about that next week too. Okay, so there are a couple things up in the air. Plus, I have some solid stuff. I just got a contract to do work with a small nonprofit for girls and some cybersecurity stuff. So it's not like I'm doing nothing. Okay, I am out there looking for things, talking to people, and I'm having genuine conversations. Right? It's not going into these conversations like I need a job. I need a job. No, I really want to talk to you. Like I really want to let you know what I do, what I love to do. You know, what do you love to do? What do you like to do? You know, how can I add value for you, even if I'm not hired to do anything? You know, how can we make this connection work, you know, and make something wonderful come out of it? Okay. I'm not selfish. Okay. I'm more interested in my work. I'm more interested in my work than getting a job. Okay. Now, and that's one thing that the individual who gave me this article, that's one thing he said, okay, was that I have my work. My work is my work, but I practice in different areas. Okay. Bye, Karen. Thanks for dropping by. But I practice in different areas. Okay. So making the connections and just you know, we'll see what happens. And I'm gonna be back on this channel later this week because I want to show y'all a logic model that I've done for a program. Okay, so you can see what that looks like. Okay, so thanks for joining me tonight. I'm out of here, but please remember, where's my banner? Before you go, thumbs up the video. Okay, share it with anyone you think would be interested, and if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. All right, I'll see y'all back here later this week. Have a good night.